Hello and welcome back. This
Hello,
is
welcome everybody as well.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I was so excited. This is probably the last episode of this game.
You're excited to escape this hell?
Kind of. I think I'm ready to be done with LA Noire.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long Let's Play, the long episodes. It's a big game. Even though we haven't done any of the side stuff whatsoever, but I say it's not hell. We will obviously totally summarize our opinions and stuff. I am enjoying watching somebody else play a game, though.
I think that watching somebody else play this is the ideal way to experience this game, because I have opinions on the way that the game actually plays.
I'm coming around on a lot of that stuff.
I think it doesn't hurt
We'll
that
talk more about it later, but
it's quite visibly obvious where the seams are as far as gameplay goes. Like, they
yeah, specifically where they attach gameplay to the narrative is where the seams are. Yeah. That is the problem. It wasn't done very well putting gameplay into it. But it was sold as a game, and it does contain a game, and
they tried very hard.
So killed him.
We
tried to investigate Brendan McNamara. He's disappeared from the internet. He's dead. Making LA Noire killed him.
I'm actually after this recording session, I'm going to send an email into the Giant Bombcast, a podcast about video games. Actually, no, the Giant Beast. Shit, they would have just recorded today's. So I guess I'll wait a while. But I'm going to see if they know what the fuck happened to this guy, because I certainly don't.
Where are they now? Kind of thing.
So when we last played this game, the case that we were on was Nicholson electroplating, where we just took a flashback in time and...
Not very far back, as it turns out. It was a kind of interstitial, here's what Cole's doing while Kelso's investigating the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Yeah. And that was alright.
It was okay. We didn't get to see Howard Hughes, was a shame. But I guess, as you say, someone in the estate might have sued.
Yeah, it seems like you're playing with tricky legal grounds, and they've already spent so much goddamn money that spending extra money on lawyers would have just been, ridiculous. But we never actually saw the two people who were committing the espionage. We just saw the guy who was benefiting from it.
Yeah,
Probably
well, according to... I'm not totally sure he's right, but Cole believed they died in the explosion, which, certainly plausible. They could have got away, but...
yeah, if they got away, then they got away, scot-fucking-free, because their apartments were ransacked and neither of them were in them, so...
Yep. Wasn't even clear whether they were in it together, Leyland and Okamoto.
Oh, yeah.
Or whether Okamoto was betraying Leyland to Hughes. Who knows?
We'll never know.
Our next
we're
case, back now on the SRF. A different kind of war. Elsa Lichtman has been kidnapped by Ira Hochbaum.
I don't believe we knew his last name.
Well, I know it.
That's true. We knew his first name because he was in one of the cutscenes
in the flashback.
He was telling Fontaine that he was going to keep burning things because it made him feel good.
Yeah, or rather feel bad, which he misinterprets as good, which all very sad.
I mean,
Jack is
feeling good all the time.
The arsonist's a bug sprayer. He must have worked at one of these joints.
Oh, all right. Which one?
I guess we don't actually know who he is yet.
Nope.
I mean, we as players definitely do already, even from just information we've been given because of
newspapers and flashbacks and so on. Yeah, but Jack is like, well, I don't know.
I like Nuclear.
But
Nuclear's
the mosquito coils,
good
though, are basically the biggest clue. So.
Yeah. None of these say anything
Nuclear.
about.
Nuclear's a good name.
Do they?
No. I mean, these are all pest control places.
Okay, so mosquitoes or Nuclear first, because.
So the reason we know he's a bug sprayer is because Monroe told us, Leyland Monroe.
Yes.
That's basically after we know who this guy is, and we know this guy has kidnapped Elsa, so Jack wants to find him. So, do you think Jack has a girlfriend Elsa?
I'm sorry, you're cutting in and out. I assume because of Skype's perfidity.
Okay, let me make sure I'm not running any internet applications.
Okay.
I hope you're also not. Let's see, I'll put Steam and stuff. Good night to that.
You are cutting in and out. Now you're more audible as you're going through your programs and trying to figure out what's going on.
I have destroyed everything, I believe.
Okay. Well, hopefully that's going to be good enough for this driving. I have a theory about like the radio, whatever it's doing, fucking with your voice as far as it appears in my microphone. But
there is something about that. Like when Skype seems to detect speech coming from your end, I can't speak during it. I have to be careful about that. Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Okay, then I have an important question to ask.
Okay.
Do you think Jack has a crush on Elsa?
Yes, that seems to be basically what he's going for.
Yeah, each of does.
I think he's... I don't know how he feels about Cole being involved with Elsa.
Yeah. I think he's destined for disappointment, as Elsa seems to be very much into Cole. But, yeah.
I got the impression, I may be misremembering the last cutscene that she was in, but like, it seemed that she was way more into the guy who died than either Cole or Jack.
Luke Bookwalter?
Yes.
No, he was a good friend who they went through trauma together. Like, I thought in the last cutscene with Elsa talking to her therapist who then tried to murder her, that she gave a pretty good explanation for what she sees in Cole, this possibility of redemption thing. She's trying to she sees him as a project, like teaching him to care about the real world, and seems to be really liking that.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, I may be misremembering that cutscene, and that all tracks with what I actually do remember, so...
Let me guess. Hiding from the wife?
None of your fucking business, dude.
Random pedestrian.
Welcome to Nuclear.
It's interesting.
What can I do you for?
I work for the DA. I need to speak with an exterminator, big guy with a cowboy accent.
We have only 3 people work here. Me and 2 Mexicans. They're
So he
both
doesn't
on the
even know a
strong
name,
side.
actually.
Thanks for your help.
Yep.
Sam has taken
Well, I guess that wasn't the place. Unless he's lying. But why would he?
I mean, if he's lying, it directed me immediately back out the door, so...
Yeah. Nope. False lead. Nice. What was I going to say? All right, so the guy who yelled at you on the street, those kind of pedestrian barks are really one of the few signs of life the city has. It's very well modeled, but there's not a lot of animated stuff, not a lot of stuff going on. And I remember 2011 reading about all the development problems. One reason apparently the game has very few events happening in it is animators refused to work for the studio largely. They had very, very few animators overall.
Was it just like lack of pay or...
conditions.
Like long hours and shit?
Well, basically what they tried to do was use American AAA game development conditions. Like, it wasn't really out of the ordinary.
Don't do that. Those are terrible.
Yeah. It wasn't really out of the ordinary for, like... It was the same sort of thing you'd see at Electronic Arts in 2011, right? But they tried to do it... But first of all, that stuff was so terrible that even EA doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah, I remember the
secondly,
EA spouse blog or whatever that was just like, hey, my husband hasn't been home in a week, and this is fucked up.
Yes, exactly, EA spouse and so on. Also, this happened in a country with labor rights.
What are those? I've
So,
never
like,
heard of them.
our government at the time had in fact been elected massively on a popular platform of restoring workers' rights, like after an attack on them by the previous one and so on. It was like... So they passed a whole bunch of new kind of worker protection laws and things.
Wait, is this the one you were just telling me about the lady who got elected on that platform and then immediately said, actually, we're going to privatize everything?
No, she was the Premier of Queensland,
yes.
And didn't actually attack workers' rights so much as state revenues. She fired a lot of people in the public sector.
All I remember is that like her majority went from like 46 to 44 to
2 or something,
7 to 72 or something.
Yeah, 7. Obviously, not being a majority, it was 7 total. Yeah, that didn't work out well.
No,
but,
it turns out that people don't like when you privatize shit. At least.
Well, bad people do. Westlake Pest Control, alright?
I just noticed that he is still shot in the goddamn arm, and his hand is still bloody.
I guess he hasn't actually... Oh shit, he's just come straight here from Monroe. He probably didn't sleep last
I work
night.
for the DA. I'm looking for a big cowboy, does exterminate.
He's holding his shoulder.
Anyone like that
Yeah.
working
Jack.
Well, I wouldn't want to get anyone into any trouble.
We could do this the hard way. An address?
Yeah, he lives in a bunkhouse on the remains of the old Rancho Rincon.
Ah,
Thanks.
nice.
But he didn't want to get anybody into any trouble.
He also didn't want to get into trouble himself.
This is... So we're fucking around with the time here. This is yesterday, as it says.
It is.
Hey!
Cole,
Rusty.
Made it.
I mean,
What's this got
Finbar.
to do with me, Rusty? Dr. Fontaine, prominent shrink, dead in his patient's room. Spine snapped like a
Rusty
twig.
doesn't seem to give a shit about
Suspect was one
Cole.
of his mental patients.
Like,
Nah.
I've met Fontaine.
His last patient was Elsa Lickman, Cole. She's missing. Nurse said that she saw some big
Or if he
Boris
does, it's a
Karloff
positive shit,
type
as it
carry her
were.
out of here.
The best
Yeah.
thing that you can do to help me, Rusty, is let me take a look around.
Sure thing, Cole. This way.
It's nice to have someone who doesn't hate you and is willing to help out. Also, do you think Rusty Galloway would really care about, like, someone sleeping around on his wife?
no, but he might performatively give a shit about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Take
Well,
your time. I'll give you and the doctor some privacy.
Or you in the files. Leland, it says here. Properties you wanted accounted for. My associate has visited each and made a thorough survey. The families and residents no longer require the assistance provided by our relocation program. Because they've been burned to death.
Liability? Speak to Curtis. Oh.
For staring his mark.
Monroe wasn't happy. People started dying and it attracted attention. And the doctor lost control.
So, how many of these have we
burned
seen?
down.
Morelli, I believe we saw.
Yeah, and the Sawyer home is the one which the Morellis died, and the Sawyers died, but it was, I think there was the Morellis which Ira found out had died.
Oh, there's some black highlighter here.
Is until an incident. Drafted into the Marines at the outbreak of the war. And naturally, a stuntman in low-budget cowboy films.
That sounds
Nice.
like a pretty good career, actually.
That was his father, though.
Yeah,
Oh, wow,
it
he-
turns out that he wasn't good at it.
So he was an Okie. Nice.
Oh,
Dust.
Huh.
Disturbed attention, sleep disturbance, frequently regressing to the trauma of morphine tartrate in doses also censored. Managed physical systems.
do
Catharsis.
you think the
exercise-
censored in doses is just like very fucking many's? And
Yes.
then that's just what he
Also,
blacked
this
out?
one was catharsis exercises were undertaken where the subject burned down people's houses for me in a controlled environment and accidentally killed a bunch of people.
That's not quite enough. There's probably like a whoopsie doodle there at the end. Like, burned
Feelings
down
of
houses in a controlled environment and accidentally burned down a family. Whoopsie doodle.
Yeah.
The subject reported conflict.
Yeah, feelings of serenity brought on by volunteer work. So when he burns things, he feels at peace.
Yeah. Well,
It is the opinion of this physician that any relaxation of these treatments would be dangerous because I need him
yeah.
to make.
What a shithead. And he's dead now.
Yeah, Alan Fontaine was terrible. He was a bad man.
Maybe
And,
the worst person in this game.
Maybe, but I mean, Cole's still here.
Okay,
The
we've got...
doctor's been marking this map.
Oh.
Oh, it's that thing. I like this conceit, revealing what someone wrote on a page by scribbling charcoal over it.
Yeah, it's
That's
not bad.
Railway
I think so.
or a highway?
I think it's a railway because it's got those dashes across everything.
Rancho Escondido. I recognize that name. That was the development you visited. Also, Santa Monica Boulevard. There was one there too.
There's the sun coming up over there, I believe.
McCarthy Vista.
Yeah.
Crescent Heights. Rancho Escondido. Do those names mean anything to you, Herschel?
Yeah. How come?
So these are all the places that stuff got burned. Are they burning it down to collect on insurance money from the government, and then also just like build a railway through here?
No, but bear in mind, Jack thought it was about the insurance payments, right? But like, Monroe laughed at him. It was like, oh, Benson or whatever. He was like, just that wouldn't help us because California Fire and Life would have to pay out that money, right? So why would Benson have been in on it?
And
They
like I
were
said, they
taking-
would have paid out for, like, it wouldn't have been to the company's interest, but it would have been to his interest because he would have been like taken off the top. But I guess
like, all
if
that
that's
would-
not actually
he
it.
owned it. Yeah, he owned the company, so it doesn't make
Oh.
sense. So this.
That I did not know. I thought he was like high-ranking
But yeah, it wasn't a
office
scheme. It wasn't a scheme to have SRF steal from Benson. They were stealing from the government somehow. California Fire and Life was just in it to increase the valuations of the properties by going, yes, we ensure there's a value at. Now that you've built a fake house, we ensure this property at a value of 10 times what it was.
Yeah.
That was their thing. They're part of it.
This looks like they're building, or they're trying to get railway stations built here or something.
Okay, you've become like you're talking through water. This happened once last time. I don't know if you've moved your mic or something, but I can barely hear you.
I haven't moved my mic, although now I've moved it closer to my
Hello?
mouth. Hello? Can you hear me? Am I audible?
You are not. I heard like crackle audible.
Okay, I've now moved my microphone slightly away from my face. Am I audible now?
Almost. It sounds a bit like It sounds more like compression on the line or networking or something. Are you sure you don't have any internet things running? Because we did have this last time.
Let me check a couple things. I don't know that I can check my desktop while I'm recording, but I shouldn't have anything on there. Oh, let me just check Steam real quick. Viewers, if you get to see this, I apologize.
I'm not seeing anything myself pop up. Yeah, and the call quality indicator in Skype has now switched to your quality is low.
Downloading anything or anything, so...
It says the connection speed between you is slow. Both of you should stop file sharing programs, downloads, and uploads to speed up your connection.
I'm doing no such thing.
Uploading. Huh. Oh, well, I guess nothing we can do about it.
I apologize. So we've got another map here of the thing that we just saw placed over Los Angeles.
Well, I'm sure it'll get figured out shortly. Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wait, can I... If I do this... Yeah, it doesn't...
Have you looked at the actual corpse?
Not yet.
New houses, all being built in the path
It is
of
the freeway. Okay, so it's not a railroad at all.
Oh, okay. Wait, has the video on your screen changed? Because it's not changing on mine.
Yes, I've been doing...
Oh wow, I'm literally seeing like a fixed frame here. Oh wait, now I'm getting like, oh nice, one frame every few seconds, very blurry.
Well, I
Freeway.
apologize for that. Find time for
Maybe we
internet
could,
issues to finally kick in here.
Maybe we should pause this and try just fixing this up for a second, then restart the recording.
Okay. Let me just quit out of here then, and Alt F9.
Never trust a computer you can't throw out a window.
Hello everybody, we're back. The issues, whatever they were, are fixed now.
You may or may not even be hearing this. Okay. So, Fontaine, shithead.
Yeah, we were
But
talking about
dead.
something...
I think the thing we were talking about is the fact that Rusty
Take your time.
is
I'll
being
give you a
friendly
copy of
because
privacy.
what does he care if Cole slept with someone other than his wife, basically?
Yeah. So we saw this earlier. Just going to tap on some stuff that we've already seen. It's giving me the keyboard controls for these things for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Really...
Well, I guess you needed to know what they were for some reason. Tap, tap, tap.
Monroe wasn't happy.
Blackmail people.
Started dying and it attracted attention. He and the doctor lost control.
So
And then
neither
he's-
Cole nor Kelso actually know who the guy is yet.
Yeah,
They will
because
know
it's
him
on
soon
the case all blacked out. And here's the stuff where we made amusing comments about censorship earlier.
Yeah. I'm now that I've talked about it a little bit, I'm probably just going to stitch it all together. There's going to be a brief little interlude, and then we're just going to see this stuff again.
Yep, all good. So, I believe at this point you were able to rub a map.
Yes. And we were
This is where it
seeing
cuts
a freeway system.
Ah,
Not a railroad, despite the actual way that this all looks.
it does look like a railway. So those are the locations of the developments, and this is a freeway. Did the interstate highway system didn't actually exist at this point in history, did it? Like it's just
No, it did not.
being created.
It's conceptual at this point, and it
Rancho
starts
Escondido.
it starts becoming a thing in the early 50s, I
Those names mean
believe.
anything to you, Herschel?
Yeah. How come?
Whitnall Freeway divides Wilshire.
New houses all being built in the path of the freeway?
That actually seems like the worst possible place to build them.
Yeah. Unless you can get money out of them somehow? Like, the government's gonna have to buy up those lots to build the freeway.
I think that is the final missing piece, isn't it? We asked, how is it that the Suburban Redevelopment Fund actually gets paid? There's the answer. They're stealing from the federal government.
Okay, that makes sense. That's blood.
It's Elsa's blood.
So much for your foresight, Doctor.
But Cole assumes that it's actually his own blood.
Oh, yeah. I guess how would he know? He's no forensicist. We've looked at that before. Was the newspaper on the table an actual newspaper, like that can give you a cutscene?
It looked like one.
IH. IH? That's not his name.
No, it isn't.
It is the arsonist's name, though.
It is, but
I guess
why
that
is he
would-
holding that?
He must have grabbed it from the guy as he strangled him. It would be a vital clue if we had any reason to suspect a particular person. Thankfully, Jack is on that particular trail. Because Cole's just got no idea.
Destroyed by a monster of your own creation, Dr.
Well, he knows that it was...
I've heard that story somewhere before.
No, you're thinking of... Anyway.
Thinking of Frankenstein. He does like his illusions, doesn't he, Cole Phelps?
Yeah. The face of progress.
The face of progress is building a bunch of fake houses in the path of the freeway.
Okay, this is definitely a flashback because Fontaine's still alive.
Yeah.
Keep a voice down. Do you know how much these sons of bitches charge for lunch? Fuck them.
I don't think that was why he was telling you to shut the fuck up.
Ourselves on our way to the gallows. He's your imbecile, Harlan. Get him under control or get rid of him. Speaking of which, I've had to dispose of our young medical student.
Oh shit.
Is that how you refer to him?
What? Certainly are a cold character, Harlan. He has a friend called Kelso who knows all about the development on Normandy Avenue. I know about Kelso. And you thought it unimportant.
He didn't know enough
to
about him.
I thought I could take care of it. Have you? No, I haven't.
Wait, is this as he's like...
Benson. Is he reliable? No, he's totally unreliable. He has so many pernicious habits, he's got nowhere to run.
I assume this is going to be like, I'll tell him to come to me tonight.
Yeah.
Get rid of the fruitcake. No longer
Didn't work out.
necessary.
These people are so stupid and horrible.
Yeah, their plan hasn't been very smart, and the way that they handle their conspiracy has been like so stupid as to be unbelievable. But then you consider how stupid everybody in real life is.
Yeah, that's the thing. Real criminal conspiracies are also so stupid as to be unbelievable. They're just arrogant, basically. They're like, we can take care of any problem.
Yeah.
Glass. This definitely indicates somebody broke in.
Strange.
He's got a nice home, at least.
He had a nice home.
He had it. Yeah,
I
you're
wonder
right,
if that's
'cause
anybody in particular. Like, should I be like, oh, I can't believe he's an admirer of blank?
I am unsure.
couch,
Phoenix couch. It's incredible that this guy was a therapist as well. Like, just...
Apparently, like, a
highly
legitimate
irresponsible
one.
doctor.
Like, a legitimate
Yeah.
therapist for Elsa.
Yeah, and other people. He was like a lecturer. He was, basically doing well in his profession. A multifaceted psychologist and psychiatrist, since he obviously prescribed drugs.
Yeah.
But
like, that's
that wasn't
hard.
enough for him.
What if you just stole a bunch of money from the government and got rich that way instead?
Yeah, so I guess the full shape of it is that they buy the land for cheap, build fake houses on it, get California Fire and Life to value it at 10 times the previous value because it's now got a house on it, a fake house.
Burn it down so that nobody can realize it when they're going to be building the freeway there.
Yeah. No, they don't burn it down. That's the thing. They didn't want the houses burned down. What they wanted was the government to purchase the land, destroy it, and
I think you want them burned down before they had the actual inspectors come through, because the inspectors would realize, like, oh, this is just all fake.
There weren't going to be any inspectors because the mayor and the chief of police were in on it. Like,
Oh,
no one was going to
true.
inspect shit. Yeah, they were just going to be like, yep, send in the bulldozers. You know, we'll cover up the evidence of our crimes with landfill for the freeway. And basically they were like good enough fakes that you wouldn't notice unless you tried to live in one or were building them, I guess. Oh, hello. Army surplus morphine.
Looks like Fontaine has finally dispensed his last treatment.
That's, you maybe want to talk about the, surplus? No? I guess you haven't put those pieces together yet.
Jack was wrong.
Yeah, the whole thing, and the thing is...
It's not about insurance, it's
Oh.
about
Eminent domain.
What are you talking about, Cole?
The government reclaims the land in the path of the
Fancy
freeway.
words.
And
I'm
pays
glad
the
that we
improved
got
value
here
of the
before
land
Cole
for
did,
new
because I'd feel
houses.
really silly if Cole got here first.
Paid their deposits.
Worst case, they get their money back. But the syndicate pockets millions on the improved value of the land.
So where does Jack's boss come into it?
He's the key. He carries the insurance. The insurance proves how much the houses are worth.
And they're worth nothing?
Firewood, all of them.
That's about as neat a scam as you can imagine. How are we gonna prove any of this, Cole? Doctor's dead. Monroe nearly bled to death. If they get Jack...
We need the firebug. The Okie cowboy. Get him, get Elsa. Get him, get all of them.
Okay.
Well, we know who to get, I guess.
Today, 7 p.m. So this is 25 hours after that last cutscene.
Yep, Rancho Rincon. There was one thing which I think wasn't fully mentioned, which was that the initial investment to buy the land, that came from selling the morphine.
That makes sense, because that's, yeah. They're playing
That's
the
where they got
flashback
money
music
to.
here.
Yeah, it was just like totally, yeah, a totally kind of lost chance free for the scammers. The SRF.
I mean, the psychiatrist Fontaine did say that he was putting the morphine to good use.
Yep, investing it to build homes for GIs.
Yeah, fucking...
Fake homes.
You can't see it, but I'm making a jacking off motion with my hand.
It's like, it's not the most evil thing anyone's ever done. They're scamming the money and annoying a lot of prospective homeowners thing, but then it became like kind of worse and worse as it went along. It was like, yes, okay, we need to force people to move out of their homes, so we'll burn those down, and now people are starting to find out about us, so we'll kill them, and so on, and it just escalated.
This is a flamethrower here.
Yeah. Gosh. Also, moth coils. Moth exterminator coils, I mean. This definitely seems like the right place. Doesn't look like a very well-maintained home, does it?
No, but from what we know about the guy, like, from what Cole just saw, like, he apparently went to shit after his father passed away.
Yeah.
And also he returned from the war to basically, like, nothing. Like, there was nothing waiting for him back here.
Yeah. Looks like he's been kind of squatting in this area of this place.
Like, it's his family home, but, like, he's got no family anymore. He's just got fired, basically.
So. That's not something you can really rely on, except to keep you warm.
No, what are you talking about? Fire lasts forever. You can never burn a fire out. That's how the saying goes, right?
Yeah, fire is forever, not just for Christmas.
Yeah. Burn your fucking Christmas tree. Keep that fire lit at Christmas Eve.
God,
melt Santa alive. Fuck Santa.
Been picking up bad habits from Cole. Just pick up things to look at them. Not related.
But I will notice that he doesn't actually say not related. He just says, like, or he doesn't even say anything. He's just like, oh, I don't know why I picked that up.
Yeah. He is better at this, I think. Well, he's not. Cole is good at the, like, noticing classical allusions to put together the pieces or whatever, but...
yeah, I don't think Kelso would have solved the, Black Dahlia crime, but also...
No, what Kelso does is, like, when some asshole like Leland Monroe is like, hey, you can't prove things about me, he's like, I'll shoot you until you tell me stuff.
I'll shoot you in the fucking kneecap, and then we'll see how you feel like talking. And he's like, I still don't feel like talking, and he's like, okay, well, I'm going to stomp on your kneecap now. The one that I just shot. How do you feel about it now?
Yep.
And he's still not super helpful, but he's like, well, I've done what I could.
Yep.
So Kelso didn't find this.
Fine flock you got here, kid.
But Cole Phelps did.
Didn't find what.
The origami crane that was made out of the flyer.
Ah, yeah, true.
But I imagine that Cole or Kelso knows exactly what they mean, same as Cole does.
Yeah, I mean, they were both in the 6th Marines, they both fought on Okinawa.
LA room tunnels, huh?
This guy's a tunnel rat.
Don't you mean tunnel snake?
No, because tunnel snakes rule, but arson and kidnapping drool.
Are you sure about that?
I
feel like arson's good, actually. Like, burning things down is good.
It might be cathartic, but it's not super great.
So I'm looking
I used
for
to
like
love
somebody
setting
marked
things.
or somewhere marked like here's where I am, but I don't see one here.
Exit, I guess, is the closest thing.
Yeah.
I used to love setting things on fire when I was like a child.
See, I never did.
That was really cool.
I never did that.
I'm not saying I should have. It was probably very dangerous. I think you want to buy your old home today. Yeah. I'm sure they do.
I mean, they don't really want to. They're just going to. Whether they get you to sell it to them or whether they just get to buy it from your estate.
Yep. Was kill. There we go. This is definitely, yeah, you were on the right track, but it seems like he hasn't returned here or has left. The fire's still on, so it may have been fairly recent.
Yeah, he may have just, like, fucking galloped as soon as he was like, oh shit, cheese it, it's the cops.
Although it's not the cops.
Yeah,
but he might have thought it was.
I mean, we've established already that this man is not currently in the greatest state of mind here.
Yeah. Oh, what's this?
Key Largo. Oh. This is a collectible that I've never fucking seen in my goddamn life. Sorry, I thought that was important because it pinged me, and I was like, oh yeah, here we go.
I need to get back inside.
Okay.
The only way I can finish this thing is to put a name to that bastard.
Whatever you say, dude. Let me just check my handy-dandy notebook.
It's worth mentioning that...
There's no more clues in here. What are you talking about, Kelso? You maniac.
Presumably he's got to see some specific thing or do some specific thing.
I guess.
Hey, I mean, we haven't mentioned this. The game is like... is asking you to play out a specific narrative, but it hasn't told you what it is, basically.
Yeah. And I can't... Oh. Hey, it's a gun.
A gun. Yep.
Sure is a gun.
Looks like quite a dangerous weapon for shooting people with. So, presumably another war souvenir.
I mean, it'd be fucked up if it wasn't, right? Like, he just happened to come into one separate from the rest of the stuff that he's done.
Would be unusual. I think you've gone in here, but you didn't go through the other door?
Yeah, I've totally been in here, and I've wandered through...
But to the right, though, wasn't there... so now to the left of the screen, there's a door over here, yeah. Oh, that leads outside, I see.
Yep, that's where I entered first, because the first thing that I saw was that flamethrower.
Okay. Did we miss something in the guy's bedroom, or on his book bench?
I'm gonna go through everything again, just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure I was in here already. Nothing.
This table has like a... is that phone worth investigating? No. The chairs are quite nice.
Yeah.
Some effort has been made to preserve a degree of habitability. Not in this room, though. Oh! A screwdriver.
That I already looked at. I heard the ping and I was like, oh, it wants me to look at the box, but I was like, oh, no.
I take it you've developed some finely honed reflexes for just like slamming the investigate button whenever that noise begins.
Yeah. The worst part is that, like, it's a different noise for when you've already seen something, but I still have that same reaction of just like, oh, I need to pick this now.
Generally, by the time I hear the noises, you're already picking it up. Oh!
I know those faces. Jesus Christ, I know every one of them.
Okay. So we're...
Oh my God, Ira. You poor backwards son of a bitch.
Alright. So we've got it now.
Yep.
The phone lines have been cut.
Peterson, I'm going to need some help. I've got Monroe, Fontaine, and all the others. It's all tied up nicely. It goes all the way to the top. Meet me at the LA River Tunnel entrance. Just
I love it when things go all the way to the top.
Don't ask questions. Just be there.
That's it. All right. I'm very surprised that this call actually went out, because I would have figured that like the lines would have been cut as soon as you saw the other.
This is DA's investigator Jack Kelso. I have an urgent radio message for Detective Cole Phelps.
Okay.
Nice. Bear in mind, like, Ira's not a sort of hardened criminal or whatever. He's just...
He has burned down multiple...
It's unclear why he even took Elsa. Was he trying to save her from Fontaine, or did he have, you know, ill intent?
A 207 just occurred on the spillway north of the First Street Bridge. DA's investigator Jack Kelso reports a kidnapping suspect outstanding in the LA River tunnel system with a hostage. 11K, handle
Roger
code 3.
that. The hell is Jack playing at? Like a suicide note. Half the LAPD will be down there hunting for him.
We need to get there first.
All units on all frequencies stand by. Car 86 Adam is in pursuit of suspect vehicle heading southwest on Sunset Boulevard.
Why?
Suspect vehicle belonging to Jack Kelso. Described as a Navy Chevrolet Fleet Line. License number 4, William 0286. Car 86 Adam is in pursuit.
They picked up his car. I'll need help to make it to the river.
So we're betraying the LAPD here then.
Yep. On the other hand, the LAPD are like kind of going fucking nuts to try and save themselves from anti-corruption investigations. So
yeah,
that's Kelso's car.
It is. I remember it. So basically, yeah, you have to stop the police cars. Yeah.
All units. Chief Morrow reports that the suspect
of
is
course he
armed
does.
and extremely dangerous. Repeat, extremely dangerous.
He's
Did Jack Kelso know that this was a stupid idea for stupid idiots?
I think he did it on purpose to make the whole thing public, so that there would be no chance of it being covered up. I think he was like, you know what, I'm just going to make sure that like everyone in the city knows now that like an investigation is happening.
Whoa!
All units,
Those were
Nice.
some physics right there.
Suspect vehicle. It is shop number 13516. Repeating, shop 13516.
But yeah, calling something out over police frequencies and hoping that it becomes public is like not the worst idea in the world, but it's not a great one.
It helps when you also call the assistant DA first and everything.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, I mean, the thing is that remember what happened last time you tried to kind of go somewhere on this investigation with random thugs going after you throughout the city? I guess it's clear at this point that like the city government and the cops are in on it, and so he's trying to get around that, I guess, but in a shitty way. Well, I don't know if it's shitty, but it's hilarious.
It's less than ideal, I think. Also, I'm hoping that all the slamming that I'm doing is not getting counted against me in my ultimate goal for a good rating. Because I'm assuming that there still will be a rating at the end of this case of like, good job, you did it.
I'm not sure. I don't remember. I'm not 100% sure whether you get a star rating for this one. It's
I mean, it would make sense if you didn't, but also.
Yeah. What would be cool, I don't think they'll do this, but what would be cool is if the best rating in this one was like 1 star. If that was the ideal, if you do everything correctly, you get a 1 star, otherwise you get too many.
That'd be alright. I'm no longer holding down the gas, because if I do, I will go past Kelso, which is stupid. This is my least favorite part about any escort missions, is not being able to go faster than the person you're tailing. But also, like, you totally could if you wanted to. It's just that they would die if you tried.
Has this been the only escort mission in the game? I think it has, thankfully. Not a great kind of thing in video games, generally.
Escort missions are largely bad unless the game is entirely built around it.
Assistant DA.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
He's here to cover our backs.
I'm going in there, Jack.
No one's trying to stop you. I found this at the ranch house. He's marked his routes. I'll go in here. Cole, you take the next entrance. Biggs, I need you to take the car and cover this spot here. I think that's his fail-safe exit. Cole, he's one of ours.
What are you talking about?
Right where you are!
Got it?
Got it.
Apparently he doesn't.
Peterson, you want to be DA? We'll earn your salt.
So, Kelso is your boy, Peterson? And working with Phelps? A handy lad, that Kelso.
Yes, he is, Chief.
You can't imagine what those two have uncovered. It could go all the way to the top. I hope you won't be implicated.
That seems...
So, you're the
that's a...
Peterson?
You
like
don't
it.
have a gun to
And
threaten
you
them
think
with.
He'll make it out of there alive?
Like, they could totally just cap him right here and be
think
like,
you're
oh,
right.
the
He's a
crimester got
difficult boy
away.
to get rid of.
All right, Peterson. I'm listening. What's your offer?
Presumably the offer is something like, you don't personally go down for this, everyone else does.
Why are there... What? This had better be, like, explained away with, like, this is a hallucination that Kelso's having. Because otherwise, like, does Ira just have a bunch of mobsters waiting in the wings for him, just like...
No, absolutely not. Yeah, I don't understand who they're fighting.
Throw out the gun!
Are these... Could these conceivably be Leland Monroe's people trying to stop you from getting to Ira and thus getting the evidence on the conspiracy?
I guess, but, like, we already have evidence on the conspiracy, so...
Not really. You have, like... You kind of know what's going on, but you don't really have any evidence. It's
We don't have any evidence
But, like-
that it couldn't be just, like, burned down in the, in Fontaine's mansion, but...
Yeah.
There's enough
So, like,
there, and enough that
Ira would...
Phelps should have taken with him, but probably didn't because he's a dumbass. Or, I'm sorry, that Kelso should have taken with him when he raided the mansion.
Ira would be crucial because he can testify that Fontaine told him to burn down houses, basically.
Yeah, but, like, he already... Like, it's written in that report, it's just his name is redacted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it isn't written in the report is the problem. Like, it was censored, of course. But,
That's fire.
yeah, it's...
Over there, that's fire.
Yeah, I think we're meant to assume that these must be,
Christ.
you know,
Just
SRF goons, but... Yeah, I'm not convinced. I kind of almost want to go and look at the wiki page and find out who you're meant to be fighting, because, like...
Yeah, who the fuck are these people? We're working after a lone arsonist who somehow has an army of mafia men working for him.
I mean, yeah, no, it... So I guess here's how we could rationalize it. So Kelso broadcast what he was doing, right, to make it public.
Yeah.
Which obviously got the corrupt cops, which presumably is not all the cops, but, you know, many of them, to go like, okay, we'll come and attack him. And presumably they also let their partners in the corrupt private sector know about this in order to, like, also try and kill him, I guess.
I guess. And we did see somebody with a flamethrower lighting some people up around this area. It's possible that Ira's still working alone. You see this flamethrower over there.
Yeah, that was a flamethrower, yeah, for sure. Definitely flames. Oh, of course. They're not here to stop Kelso, they're here to kill Ira.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
He killed Fontaine and he took Elsa and stuff. They want to kill him, basically. That's...
Geez. Wait, there are multiple flamethrower men. Because there's no way he could have gotten all the way over there in the time that it took us for us to get over here.
What if he ran very quickly?
Well, what if the scripting triggers are busted?
Yeah, no, this suddenly makes a lot more sense. They're here to kill Ira. And they are, in fact, Monroe and Fontaine's people. Because he killed Fontaine, yeah.
He did.
And also can expose them and so on. Though he doesn't particularly care about that. But they don't.
They don't know that he doesn't care. They're just like, oh, this guy's gonna fucking bust us open. Fontaine always said he was a lunatic, but he never said that he was like...
Well, whatever they're trying to do, they're not doing it very well.
Mostly they're just getting shot in the dick over and over again.
The only really good thing about the action scenes is the music. Dun, 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 dun.
See, honestly, at this point, I kind of hate it because it just reminds me of all the parts of the game that I hate. Or at least half the parts of the game that I hate. We'll get there.
Yeah, I mean, those parts are basically the open world gameplay, right? Which is just in the wrong game and also not done that well. It's it's a shame.
Oh no!
Water's rising.
Well, I'm totally gonna
I remember
fail this.
enjoying this when I played it. Like I was like, oh wow, it's like danger, threats, etc. But like now that I'm watching it again,
it's just
not
very
so
good.
fully motivated. It doesn't make sense, and like it's also seems so unnecessary, right? Like you've tracked down the guy, but the fact that tracking him down involved a police chase and then like a tense fight scene in some water rising tunnels is shoehorned.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
not done with
it's not
mechanics.
insane that like there's a shootout in the tunnels and whatever. It's just like you could totally do away with some of this in a cutscene, and then there would be like a tense standoff where you talk to the man. Like that's totally a valid way to handle this.
Well, I'm guessing that will still happen. Like,
Yeah.
I think the action is put in there because they're like, we need to have an action scene now.
But you really don't, actually. It turns out. This man's gonna kill me.
So here's one of the things I've concluded about LA Noire. I enjoyed it as a narrative with gameplay elements. I really like that sort of thing in games. Not everyone does, though, and it was billed as kind of a game, right?
Yeah.
Like,
it's definitely supposed to be way more of a video game than it has actually been.
Yeah, and the thing about a sort of story with game elements in it is it kind of doesn't matter what the game elements are. Like, you're kind of if you're there for that sort of thing, you're kind of in I'm just happy to be here mode. Like, and the interaction, the fact that you get to interact, to play out the story like an actor or thespian, right?
I think not to interrupt you too much here, but I believe at one point I already said get to is a very strong word for interacting with LA Noire.
I don't agree with that. Like I said, I'm coming from a perspective which I think is not universal and is not a mass appeal one. But I do see it as an opportunity, the opportunity to act the role of the character, right? Not in a role-playing game sense of like making choices or whatever, but like literally playing a role. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
I felt better.
Hey.
Save me from the doctor.
Hi, Tex. Do you remember me?
I'm not sure that I do. Have you come here to kill her?
Why would I do that, soldier?
Isn't that why you're all here?
No.
I'm here to get her out.
Her. But not me. You haven't come for me.
No, not you. It ends here.
He's still got a flamethrower.
6th on Sugarloaf, weren't you?
I was?
And Naha?
Yes, I was.
You're Sergeant Jack Kelso, aren't you? Where's your uniform, Sarge?
At home in my locker, Hogaboom. War's over, soldier.
I know that, Sarge. I'm fighting a different kind of war.
Hey, that's the title of the case.
Now.
We all fight for God, Ira.
In our own ways. Not everyone knows it.
Elsa, are you all right? Get away from her. It's all right, Cole. He doesn't want to hurt her. Ira was with us on Okinawa.
What? You know this guy? Don't you remember me, Lieutenant?
Seriously, Cole?
I remember you.
You sent this man off to die.
Don't. You ordered me to burn that cave, Lieutenant. That cave full of civilians.
Yeah.
Hospital.
The fuck's wrong with you, Cole?
What is he talking about?
It was war.
He doesn't want to remember.
For God's sake, I can't be held responsible for everything that happened. I don't blame you, Lieutenant. You helped me to help other people.
That's...
Ira lost his mind on Okinawa, Princess.
Sheldon asked the doctor to help him get it back. The doctor helped me to find my path. And I helped him
so,
to a better life.
The caves that they were...
that she will be all right. You've helped her
Jack
too.
passed up.
Get her out of here.
That Cole refused to pass up.
Jack, I need this guy to make the case.
Cole, not the fucking time.
Giving you enough?
Anyway,
Get out of here now.
Jack was passing these caves up, but Ira was sent in to burn one of them that was apparently full of civilians.
Sergeant Kelso
hospital,
has come
even.
to help ease my way.
Cole Phelps is really fucking
Proud
bad.
to serve with you, Jack.
Get out of here, Cole.
Huh.
What do we do, Lieutenant? Jesus, look at all the kids! Stop the goddamn screaming! I need to think!
And how do you expect to do that, you fucking maniac? They're burned to a crisp!
Finish them off. Do it humanely. We are leaving this place.
You do it, Phelps! Get your own fucking hands dirty! I'm out of morphine!
Put these people out of their pain. Now! That's an order!
War hero Cole Phelps, everybody.
Yeah, First Lieutenant, Silver Star for bravery.
Everyone out of here now! Double time! You two get Lieutenant Phelps to an aid station. Weapons team will be blowing this place in 2 minutes. Everything that happened in here stays in here. Do you hear me? I don't want to ever hear another word about it.
So, Cole massacred a bunch of civilians, or ordered a massacre of a bunch of civilians. But Jack Kelso knew about that.
He was doing him a favor, Elsa. Cole, up here! I'll get this grader hurt! The water's rising!
Yep. And, yeah, now we know why Fox came home early from Okinawa.
You're wounded, Jack! Let me help! What are you waiting for?
Also, unfortunately you're breaking up again, so I'm not sure what's happening on the screen right now, but I assume whatever it is, you can handle it.
Cole Phelps has just been washed away. And it's terrible.
Is it?
No, it's really not. Wait, is he just fucking dead now? Was that the end of Cole Phelps? Holy shit. Alright.
I cannot see what's on the screen, so it's really funny that, like, I've seen it before, and there's videos and stuff out there, so I know what's happening, but I don't know exactly what you're seeing. You may have to describe to...
There's a... Jack Kelso's
yeah,
walking up
and I
the
guess
aisle.
that was, in fact, the end of Cole Phelps. I can hear it, the game, at least. Connection quality's dropped again, I guess.
Skype's terrible.
So yeah, that is why Cole could never beat Roy Earl. He didn't have the moral authority. He wasn't merely a corrupt cop.
Speaking of the devil, the literal devil, here is Roy Earl speaking to honor Cole Phelps.
Was the best kind of man. Here. A war
I
hero
fucking love this scene.
who led his men with true valor. And through his personal bravery achieved one of his country's highest honors.
God, this speech and this character are one of the best.
Accused, who never lost his faith in the LAPD and the system.
You belittle his memory.
Elsa's correct here. I was about to say, like, I don't think there's a single true, totally true statement that Roy Earl is talking about now.
Yeah.
Monroe.
Go to her.
I mean, do you think he could say something true without catching on fire?
Who recognized the need to remove the odd bad apple from a department made up of good men.
The odd bad apple.
A man who never gave up.
Yeah, Jack.
Who continued to fight the good fight.
I think you knew that, Jack.
That's why he saved Kelso.
A good husband.
Oh my fucking god, seriously?
A good father. And may I say, a good friend.
Roy Earl fucking sucks.
Yeah, but this is what Phelps deserves. Earl's eulogy.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. He definitely deserves to be eulogized by Roy fucking Earl.
Yep. That's a pretty terrible thing to say about someone, but it's true.
Yeah. It's terrible to say about somebody, but Cole Phelps was a terrible person. Down to his last. Well, no. His last moment was saving Elsa and Jack Kelso at the expense of his own
helping
life.
to stop Ira. It was a good thing to do, but he had to do it because it was his fault, right?
Yeah. It is his fault.
Ultimately, that was, yeah. All Cole could really... So Cole wanted to be a good person and an important person, but he had fucked up too badly already. All he could really do was try to atone for his own crimes.
I'm not sure whether he succeeded in the end. I suppose that's a moral judgment that only God can make.
He tried. Yeah, was it possible for him to succeed? Well, it certainly wasn't possible for him to survive. It just wasn't on the cards, and I think at the very end there he knew it.
Yeah.
Like, it was totally bullshitting about not recognizing Ira, and like when he was reminded of it, he was just kind of going crazy there. It was...
What a weird ending, though, to Cole Phelps. Like, I assumed that he would die in a shootout of some variety, or like he would shoot Ira and then be torched by him, and they would both die at the same time. I didn't anticipate that, like, he would die basically from, like, a random wall of water.
Yeah, he was kind of swept away by, I don't know, the past or circumstances or
metaphorically, you could look at it as any number of things metaphorically, but, like, in strict, like, what actually happened,
it was a wall of water. It was, in fact.
He drowned in sewage, much like this video game. Ha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
So I wasn't... my connection quality has recovered a little bit here, but I wasn't able to actually see all of that flashback point. Was it made clear at the end, during it? I forget exactly. Did you see who shot him?
Who shot who?
Cole.
Oh. Wait, nobody shot Cole.
I
don't think anybody... Like, he seemed to go to the ground and was, like, having a panic attack. It didn't look to me like anybody shot him.
Huh, I thought... I may be misremembering, or maybe there's another scene after the credits, so I'll just spoil that one in advance if there's about to be one, because I'm pretty sure that his own men shot him in the back.
I would believe it, if so.
In the hospital thing, when he was like finish off the civilians, they were like, okay, and also shot him. I'm pretty sure Courtney Sheldon pulled the trigger. Is what I remember.
If so, I was kind of like in awe that he had just ordered the death of a bunch of civilians because it was making him feel bad hearing them scream.
Yeah. Well, because he'd already ordered them by accident, by being just so stupid. He just didn't have a grasp of what was going on. He'd already accidentally ordered them all to be burned to death.
Yeah.
And then once they were burning, it's like, well, shit. I guess we got to kill them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needed to think, so shooting them in the head was obviously the best solution. Which, you know what? If they're already going to die, I guess that I can't disagree with that. But maybe the person who ordered them to be burned to death in the first place isn't the person to be giving that order.
Yeah, so I will have to rewatch that cutscene, but I'm pretty sure it was, although it was like kind of only semi-visible, that as they're like doing it, I think Courtney shoots Cole in the back, and that's why he was sent home early from the war, because his men had fucking had enough of him. That is why Kelso says, nothing that happened here is going to be mentioned ever again.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they would all, of course, be executed by the army.
Would they, though? I'm actually not sure what happened in Vietnam, if anybody was actually, like, prosecuted for fragging their own commanding officer. I'm aware that was a more common thing in Vietnam than it was in World War II.
Much more, yeah. But consequently, I think it would have been considered very serious. But I mean...
Oh, yeah, you murdered a fellow person, and not the kind of person that the army thinks is bad.
Yeah, not a Japanese person.
We never prosecuted for the My Lai massacre, but we will prosecute you if you kill a fellow troop.
Yep. So ultimately, all of the kind of main story arcs in the game are actually about Cole trying to fix his past fuck-ups. The morphine, the arson, not the murder. The murder is like him at his best, right? The serial killing is where you get a flash of what Cole could do if he was capable of it, where like he spends the first few cases, right, not being willing to rebel against the department, not being willing to go against it and say, hey, no, look, this is really serial killing. Although he knows what's going on, right? Yeah. By the third case, Cole is convinced, but he's not willing to, stand up for it, right? He's kind of trying to work himself up to it, but he doesn't succeed. But then when he's kind of given the opportunity to actually kind of crack the case, he's like, yes, I will do smart things with my education and think and make the crime solve. And he does in fact do that well. And then later on, you can see he's going, okay, I do need to buck the system, but it's too late. It's
yeah. Midway through Vice, he's just like, okay, I'm gonna bring this whole thing down, and then the whole thing is brought down on his own head because he's a dumbass.
The actual highest point in his career is the setup, where he where he figures things out, sees the right thing to do, and does it. But that's it. That's the high point. Basically.
Yeah, because the next case, I believe the next case is the one where his downfall happens, right?
Manifest Destiny. Yeah. The next case is where he's trying to go on from there, but it was too late.
Yeah, he's about to springboard into the highest moment of his career. He's going to finally, I hesitate to say move past his past, but
he was
That's
going
the
to
theory,
try.
anyway. He's going to just
He was
like
going to try. He was going to arrest Sheldon, deal with the morphine thing, and then go after Vice.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then he just gets completely fucking wrecked because he's an idiot that thinks with his dick.
Yeah, but also in more broadly in narrative terms because he didn't deserve it because it was too late.
Like in narrative
Yeah.
terms, like very many things are his own fault, but in practical, literal terms, he's an idiot that thinks with his dick. So, like,
Yeah,
thinking
it's-
with his dick is the divine punishment that has been visited upon him for his past sins.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's very noir, being like destroyed by your love of a fallen woman or whatever, which is very not something I would really like to see as a theme of modern cinema.
No.
But it was definitely.
It happens anyway, but you don't have to like it, I guess. Is the grand bargain that we all make.
Yeah, but I mean, one reason the game left such a good impression on me is the final scenes and the speech Roy gives. I just thought that was like an amazing scene. That speech in particular, it's just like this is the perfect thing to be happening.
It's pretty good.
While also
I'm
being
definitely so before this last sequence, I was fairly negative on LA Noire. At this point, I'm like, I think La Noire is a mediocre game with ambitions beyond its station. I think the ending is very good. I think the overall story is a mixed bag, shading to negative. But
they do pull it together and go, here's why we did all those things.
Yes. The ending is the best part of this game, which is not something you often say about video games. Like, normally the ending is the hardest part to nail. In this instance, I don't think they nailed anything leading up to the ending, but the ending they got.
It is something you often say about a film.
Yes. And I think that's tying into what you were saying when we were down in the sewers, is just like, this isn't much of a video game. It's an okay movie. Even a good movie sometimes. But like,
ultimately,
as a video game...
I think it's a decent noir story, which I am going to insist on using the phrase "get to play out yourself."
I will one last time insist have to play out yourself.
Yeah, if what you wanted was to take a story and make it interactive, I say this is a great one. It's like done particularly it's done with a higher level of polish and production values and budget than anyone ever does that. For a very good reason, which is because that's a niche thing. Most people don't want that. That's not what video games are typically about. That's not how they're sold. That's not how this one was sold. Its gameplay seems kind of shit in a lot of ways.
Yeah. The parts where you're actually playing LA Noire are the worst parts of LA Noire. Except for the parts where, like, you know, I'm actually not that mad about Roy Earl anymore. Like, that was my big breaking point the first time that I played this game. I was very mad about Roy Earl. At this point, like, he's a shithead, but, like, alright.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
a lot of
he's
shitheads
terrible.
in
He's a great
the
character,
stories.
basically.
But yeah, the actual part where you're playing the video game are just not good. We figured out end runs around to like make them not terrible.
I guess the final nail in the coffin of Mike believing this to be a good game as a game, like, came right at the end there, where we saw the clues found count thing. It was just, that's like, the investigations. You have to like look around the scene. Yeah, in fact, that's also just as game of a, and the questions, which final flashback.
Yes.
How about this for a headline? Guess which former 6th Marine hero has been promoted in the LAPD?
No Kelso.
idea.
Jack Kelso.
Could be anybody. You give up?
Tell us or hand over the fucking paper.
The Shadow, boys. Our very own Silver Star winning son of a bitch.
Phelps? You didn't die, Jack.
He did just fine, and that's all we're going to say about it, right?
Okay, he must have been shot.
Look at this picture.
Because otherwise it wouldn't be a surprise that he
Wife and
survived.
kids in tow and looking awful humble in the process.
Well, he's set.
Phony bastard.
I wonder if they've been holding my job for me after all this time.
What job was that?
Mechanic.
Ain't you seen all the war bond movies, Sarge? All the best mechanics is women. You're gonna have to work as a gigolo from here on in.
I was a bus driver in Santa Cruz.
Hey, that dude died.
No pictures in the papers or medals for me, though.
Can't believe I just went through Peleliu and Okinawa just to go back to being a washing machine mechanic.
That dude died too.
That jerks like Phelps get it all?
All these dudes are dead, aren't
be
they?
that way, guys.
What are you talking about? It's
Except for
always
Kelso.
gonna be that way.
Do you have any idea what you guys are sitting on?
Yeah, a ship full of Army surplus.
Oh
You're
shit! This
sitting
is
on
the
surplus morphine. 2 tons
this is the
of it.
moment.
Can you imagine what that's
Yep.
worth on the streets?
This was the other thing Phelps
Hundreds
caused.
of thousands of dollars.
You're shitting me.
I'm not.
You're talking about stealing it?
Keep your voice down. Do you want to have us all thrown in the brig?
God damn it, Sheldon. You want to go into the dope business?
No. I want to be in the peace dividend business.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means I want the guys who fought for a better future to get some share of it. You interested, Jack?
Come on, Top.
I don't think it's 100% fair to blame Phelps for this specifically.
It's everyone.
No, okay. Courtney Sheldon is also a fucking idiot.
You may be the bravest person I have ever
He
met, but
merely
I swear to
triggered it,
God,
I
trouble
guess.
follows you around like a pet fucking dog. I thought you wanted to try for medical school.
So what do you want, Jack? What's the future got in
I'm going to
store
work in
for you?
insurance, and then I'm going to get terribly, terribly depressed for the rest
You
of my life.
guys were all heroes in the war. Every
Nah,
single
he was
one
only
of you.
depressed for like a couple of
Even
years,
if your
I
next door
think.
neighbor or your wife
I bet he
never know
became
it
a
and
PI
don't
after the
give a rat's
game.
ass.
Like, clearly.
Fuck belts and medals and citations and parades. Fuck the public who are bored with returning GIs. I have nothing but respect for what you guys and the rest of
I
the
like
six
how
have
Jack
done.
gives an inspiring speech here
You go
and
do it
completely
this?
fails.
Yeah.
Nothing to me.
And yet, in doing so, he's a way better leader than Cole Phelps ever was.
Yeah, yep. That's the, yeah. He might not have the talent and the background, but
I think he absolutely had the talent. He just didn't have the background, and he didn't have the... He had the wrong kind of talent. He was a much better leader. He was a much worse kiss-ass.
Yeah, exactly. Should we would you mind like opening up YouTube or something and finding that second last flashback? Because I want to see the bit at the end which I missed.
So
which
I
wanna,
will, happily. However, I don't think that I can do that while recording currently, because I believe that this is currently locked to the window that I'm recording.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, maybe we can do that off camera rather than
camera.
making it part of the video or anything.
And what do you say we come back for a final discussion on Noire?
Yeah, we'll sum up the game and stuff. So we'll cut here and come back later and talk more about it.
Yeah. Alrighty. So next time, our final Noire video, where we finally just hash out whether how good or bad this game is. I think we've made ourselves pretty clear during the credits, but just like a final...
Yeah.
A final discussion.
Mm-hmm.
So, next time. See ya.